This video is presented as part of a challenge. Our host is Meg from Lubbly Jubbly Furniture, and her theme is Shine, Glitter, and Diamonds. I've linked Meg's channel below in the description, and I also added the link for all the participating challengers. Please watch all these fabulous videos. Hi, my name is Kat from Owling Dog. I love creative arts and restoring old furniture and other items. The time you spend watching this channel is appreciated. I hope you subscribe and like these videos, which helps circulate the content. Feel free to drop a comment. All of these are appreciated. Well, let's go see what's in the barn. So we started these a couple of weeks ago, and I made a lot of repairs on them. You can watch the part one either here, if I can put a link to it, or I'll put a link to it at the end of the video. The tops are refinished. Everything so far refinished. We did the sides, made a lot of repairs on that veneer on the insides where they were pulled apart by the previous owner. And yeah, so we're going to finalize the design this week. Yep. I started by trying to do something with the inside of these drawers. Here I'm using the gel stain. And this is the condition after sanding, inside and out. So even though this is the frog tape that is not supposed to, it's the sensitive frog tape, it ended up pulling off my finish a little bit, and I was not happy about that. This is the bin 123 primer, and I'm going to do the sides of the nightstand. And you know, I don't want to get any of the primer on my nice finish. So yesterday we did primer on the parts that are going to be painted, and of course some of the spots where it needed a little more wood putty were filled in. I brought over my shellac because I could see a couple spots where I actually need to go over the shellac as well. And we've got the heat on here to try to warm it up a little bit to a comfortable temperature. So yeah, let's get started. Coat of the color drop cloth. And it's a really pretty white, a really pretty creamy white. And this color is the coffee bean, which is a really dark brown. Now here you'll see that I'm putting on the coffee bean and going vertical upward, and then what I'm going to do is put the metallic, the champagne, I'm going to pull that color down into the coffee bean. So, and I just go back and forth, pulling the color up and the other color down until I get the feathering that I like aesthetically. So it might look like each side is not even, but they're even by the end. And I do the same thing with the drop cloth into the champagne metallic. And it just takes several coats going back and forth, around and around. Now on the front legs, I don't know where I'm going here. On the front legs, I'm putting on the metallic paint over the coffee bean and then feathering it around, blending it. And then I'll go over the champagne with the coffee bean, because when you're feathering it, it gets in places where you don't really want the paint. So I just keep going over it with one color over another until I have the metallic where I want it, and the coffee bean is nice and intact. So here you can see that I'm going over where I've brushed up the champagne where I don't want it. And it's just back and forth until you get it where you want it. So I'm working on a second nightstand, and most of the time that I spent this week working on these stands was actually finishing up repairs on the drawers and touching up some of the color on the veneers and just kind of generally messing with the pattern and the design. It took me a while to figure out what I was going to enjoy looking at. I had an idea, but I wasn't sure how to get my idea to come to fruition. So it did take a little while of like practicing different paint strokes. And for instance, this is one coat of a pattern. So I have drop cloth on the top, which is a creamy white, and I have the metallic paint. It's Rustoleum champagne accents in the middle, and then coffee bean on the bottom, that's really great paint. It has great texture, not texture, but great opacity. It mixes well with lots of other different colors, and it actually mixes well with the champagne, but the drop cloth doesn't. When you try to get them to mix, the metallic sparkles in the paint just kind of wash out with the water in the drop cloth, and that's without adding any water. So what I had to do was think of something a little different to do. So I came up with the kind of like the feathery look. So now I have to put on another coat of all three, drop cloth, champagne, and coffee bean, do my blending of these colors with the feathering, finish the front legs, do the striping, finish the two front drawers. Another thing that I did with the front drawers, yeah, I keep saying front drawers, there's no back doors. So what I ended up doing was I did some correcting with, let me show you. I have to bring my products home every night because it's Design Master. Beautiful walnut wood tone, but I just don't like the sprayer. You know, maybe I'll get one of those handles sometime, and it will make all the difference. It's a lacquer that I got from Mohawk. So clear lacquer, and I absolutely love the application. Really beautiful. I'm very happy with it because I use the shellac underneath so that I could get, a good surface, and if someone ever wanted to refinish it again, the shellac being there, it's just really easy to remove. So it's a work in progress. Have to do another coat of everything today. And then I also I've been using a mixture of the pearlescent glaze and the drop cloth, because putting an application of straight pearlescent glaze over the drop cloth makes it really white, and I didn't want it to be very, very white. It's nice and creamy, and I want it to stay that way. So what I did was I mixed a 50-50 application of the drop cloth with the pearlescent glaze. It's not on here yet, but that's what I did with the other little cabinet nightstand. So, and I like the way that looks. It looks just right. This morning I did bring over a little bit of the making powders, so I might try a little bit on that, and just to see if I can get it to be a little bit more sparkly. So we'll see. I may not use it. Sometimes just enough is just right. So yeah, sometimes you just have to go with it. Little details like this is what really makes a piece stand out in the end. Okay, for those of you who like measuring, don't be afraid because there's no, well, I'm measuring by my vision. So I sometimes do stripes with a, a finite measurement, but this sort of a look is very more artistic. So my method was to use the tape on either side so that each end is going to have the same distance with the first stripe. And then I just do each side successively after that until I meet in the middle. And it worked out perfectly. It was so easy to do, really. I mean, I moved a couple of tapes because I wasn't satisfied with how they look, and they're straight. And the stripes aren't going to go all the way from the top to the bottom anyway, so they're going to fade out on the end. So you'll see. I used Howard's Feed and Wax beeswax oil to nourish the sides and insides of each drawer. And I also used Howard's Citrus Shield paste wax on the wood. So thank you very much for watching this video. It was part of the challenge Diamonds, Glitter, and Shine by Meg of Lubbly Jubbly Furniture. Her channel link will be below in the text, as well as the link for all of the other challengers that are part of this presentation. So I hope you'll watch all of those too. This was a vanity originally, and it came to me all in pieces, so I decided to keep it in pieces and refinish it as a set of nightstands. I made the repairs in the previous video. It's part 1, so I'll link that at the end of this video so that you can watch that. You can see what we did to do most of the wood mending. To create the design, I was inspired by this part of the veneer in the front with the different wood species. I just love that stripe look, and so that's what we did. I kind of kept it along the lines of stripes. I did a gel stain finish on the inside of the drawers because they weren't in that good a condition, and even after sanding them, they just didn't look pleasant enough, so that's how I took care of that. I kept the original hardware and just used the same white gold gilding wax that I have on the rest of the detail. Let's see. What I didn't video was I actually have casters for these. Not the original casters, but I got new casters from Lawless hardware. kudos to them. I'll put the link below. All the products will be linked below. Yeah, I wanted to keep the warm wood because I just love that look. So all of the details are kept in a warm finish. And yeah, instead of doing a blend, I did a feathering on the legs. What else? And yeah, I love it. The veneer was damaged, so I thought it was a good idea to, instead of covering it, I didn't want to paint it. I actually did the stripes over. It's over the finish. So if someone wants to remove this finish and go back to the natural wood, it's going to be very easy. It's done with shellac, and then the stripes were put over the satin finish, the lacquer. So very easy takedown, as well as the gilding wax. All of that is done over the finish, so it's very easy to take it down and go back to the original. Even better than the original, right? Because they were damaged. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please watch all of the rest of the challenge, and as I said, it will be linked below. And have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you again. This is way back where we started.